안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-hwa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-art, K-exhibitions, K-everything. And we'll do all of that with my co-host Walter Lee joining me in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to our viewers at home. Of course, I am Walter Lee. I have the latest in K-entertainment news just for you, so stick around.
And we are also joined by Arirang's News Features reporter Park Hyo-bin. Welcome, Hyo-bin.
Hello, Hyo-bin.
Hi, Soa. Hi, Walter. And hello, everyone. My name is Park Hyo-bin, and I'm a News Features reporter here at Arirang News. Thanks for having me today.
Great to have you back. Now, Hyo-bin, I heard that you went to a rather unusual exhibition, and unusual in terms of the venue, because it was not at a usual museum or art gallery, but at a former train station?
Yes, it used to be a Seoul Station from when it first opened 100 years ago. But now it's filled with art instead of the passengers. So the exhibition is called Our Enchanting Paradise, and it turns this historic space into something truly magical. Let's take a look. Once a place of departures, the station now offers a different kind of arrival. The exhibition Our Enchanting Paradise brings together 50 works by 21 Korean artists featuring sculpture, media art, virtual reality and installations, all presented inside the century-old former Seoul Station, now reborn as Culture Station Seoul 284. This grand hall once echoed with the train whistle and footsteps. Now, a century later, it's filled with sounds of art and imagination. Curators say the idea of paradise wasn't drawn from distant utopias, but from the very emotions this place once held: anticipation, hope, and relief.
The old Seoul Station represents both departures and arrivals. We wanted to show that paradise isn't one fixed idea. It's a journey each of us makes from our own place, in our own way.
In the main hall, once the heart of the station, a large-scale digital work by Hwang Se-jin reimagines a traditional Korean landscape painting, blurring the line between memory and illusion.
I was surprised by how diverse and unexpected the artworks were. The media art in the main hall really left an impression.
Do Jina's evolutionary chimera blinks and responds like a real person. Her AI-powered sculpture with human eyes and voice challenges the boundaries between life and machine, reminding us that in an age where nature and technology blur, we are called to rethink what paradise truly means.
Yeah, we think the exhibition is nice, and we like the mix of old things with new and modern things.
For me, it was the talking face downstairs with the moving eyes. It was like something new and different.
In a station once filled with departures and returns, art now fills in with meaning. In its century of change, it offers not only history, but also a moment of reflection through art.
Wow, Hyo-bin, that exhibition looked amazing and also much bigger in scale than I would have imagined.
Yes, and as a tech nerd, I really enjoyed the AI aspect of it. It really stood out to me. But how about you, Hyo-bin? Was there anything special that really caught your eye?
Yes, I actually get to try the VR piece by media artist Limeo Lee, and it was really mind-blowing to me. So you need a reservation, and it was totally booked up, so I barely managed to squeeze in. So once you're inside the VR world, you follow butterflies, touch cubes, and complete little missions. It was fun, but also kind of mind-blending, like a glimpse into the world we might live in someday. And then there was this piece by Lee Gun-ho, and he really brought 36 cardboard homes from people experiencing homelessness and brought them into the gallery. It really made me reflect on what home means. These fragile boxes may seem temporary, but to some, they hold real dignity and real stories.
Wow, so from high-tech, future tech as well, and to social commentary, what a range.
Yes, exactly. And since the summer holiday season is currently going on in South Korea, you can check it out if you are on your way to go on a trip somewhere, or you're passing through the Seoul Station, because it's just right next door. And this exhibition runs until July 27th, so do not miss it.
And let's talk a little bit more about that beautiful building. It's very iconic or very well known. It looks very epic. Can you tell us the story about that old station?
Yes, it is. The building is very iconic, and it was built in 1925, and back then it was called Seoul Station instead of Seoul Station, and then it was renamed in 1947, and it finally retired in 2004 when the new station was built. The current name, Kulture Station Seoul 284, comes from its official historic state number, and that great giant clock inside is called the Pabalma clock, and it's been ticking for a century now. The only time it ever stopped was for 3 months during the Korean War, and when railway workers dismantled it and carried it with them while evacuating.
Wow, a whole century. I think that deserves a medal, or at least a vacation.
The clock.
Yeah, the clock at least. Or me.
Or you. But speaking of vacation, I mean, I think this exhibition is perfect for people to go to during their vacation, but also for people who just are on a business trip maybe and they're just passing through Seoul Station, because of course we have the subway station there and also a currently operating train station beside the old Seoul Station, right? So thank you very much, Hyobin, for that trip to the exhibition, and see you next time.
Thank you, Hyobin.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And time for our daily dose of K-Enter News. And today, Walter, we're starting off with a hot boy group, or should I say H.O.T. hot boy group.
That's indeed correct. H.O.T, one of the most iconic first-generation K-pop groups, will be returning to the stage as a full group and is set to headline the H.O.T Music Festival taking place at Seoul World Cup Stadium on September 6th and 7th. Now, quite coincidentally, September 7th also marks the 29th anniversary of their debut, which was back in 1996. That's quite old. It's actually older than our lovely reporter, Hyobin. So that's absolutely
Were you allowed to reveal her age?
Well, we're not going to tell her about her age, but it's still obviously younger than us. This will be the first time in 6 years that all members have performed together following their last concert in September 2019. Now, as one of K-pop's most iconic first-generation idol groups, H.O.T debuted in 1996, as I mentioned, and they achieved massive success with numerous hits such as my favorite, Candy, The Descent of Warriors, Light and Happiness, now cementing their legendary status in the Korean music industry, so don't miss out.
Well, we were already born there when they debuted. Now, the return of such a K-pop group and members that I can call oppa and you can call hyung, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that we have them back now from one group, from a hot group, now to a hot K-pop icon, Jennie.
Yes, indeed. So Blackpink's Jennie has once again earned recognition for her musical artistry. Now, on Monday, Billboard revealed its 25 best K-pop songs of 2025. So far, critics picked list, naming Jennie's Like Jennie, the main track from her first full-length solo album, Ruby, as the #1 pick. Now, Billboard praised the track as a powerful 2-minute anthem that goes beyond just charting on the Hot 100 and pop airplay. Now, it cements Jennie's status as the next-gen it girl. The outlet added her razor-sharp rap tunes, negative narratives on their head, and delivers what might be the most confident performance of her career. Jennie also topped Spotify's 2025 mid-year global impact list with Like Jennie. In fact, 9 of her tracks, including her single Where, were featured on the list, underscoring her wide-reaching global influence. And just remember, she's also on tour with Blackpink.
Well, congratulations to Jennie. And last but not least, we're going to talk about a group that's smashing the charts.
They are indeed. Tomorrow X Together, or better known as TXT, have once
again... Bye Together.
Yeah, Bye Together, sorry. Tomorrow Bye Together, or TXT, have once again proven their global impact with their 4th studio album, the Star Chapter Together, selling nearly 1.43 million copies on its release day, which was Monday, securing another million-seller milestone. According to H.O.T chart on Tuesday, the album sold approximately 1,428,000 copies on its first day, landing at #1 on the daily physical album chart. Starting with Minisode 2, Thursday's Child in 2022, TXT have achieved 6 consecutive first-week million sellers with Korean releases. Now, as of 8 a.m. the morning of the release date, the album also topped the iTunes Top Albums charts in 19 regions, including Japan, Chile, and Hong Kong. It ranked number 2 on both the worldwide and European iTunes albums charts. The title track, or the main track, Beautiful Strangers, also reached number 1 on the iTunes Top Songs chart in 9 countries.
Well, wonderful. The group keeps continuing to make a better tomorrow for them and their fans.
Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates.
No worries.
And now let's go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Director Park Chan-wook's new film, No Other Choice, has been selected to compete for the prestigious Golden Lion at this year's Venice International Film Festival. This marks the first time in 13 years that a Korean film has been invited to the festival's main competition since the late director Kim Ki-deok's Pieta, which won the Golden Lion in 2012. Starring Lee Byung-hun and Son Ye-jin, No Other Choice follows the story of an employee who, after being suddenly laid off, struggles to find a new job to support his family. This marks Park's return to the Venice competition after 20 years. Tourist arrivals to Jeju Island from January to July this year have surpassed 7 million, according to the Jeju Tourism Association. The number of foreign tourists, in particular, rose by more than 14% compared to the same period last year. With nearly 1.6 million passengers expected to pass through Jeju Airport during the peak summer vacation season, the association plans to boost efforts to further support the local tourism industry and enhance travelers' convenience. The 2025 Kulture Design Biennale will run in the southern city from August 30th to November 2nd. Now in its 11th edition, this year's event is themed You, the World, How Design Embraces Humanity, highlighting the value and significance of inclusive design. The Biennale will feature works by more than 220 artists and 80 organizations from 11 countries, showcasing design as a powerful way to perceive and embrace the world around us. Alongside the exhibition, an international symposium and experimental projects exploring real-world applications of inclusive design will also be held. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Here's a note to Arirang TV viewers. We are conducting a survey for our programs, including the Culture Wave, to meet our viewers' expectations. Please visit us at www.arirang.com or on the mobile app Arirang TV to give us your valuable feedback. You also have a chance to win some Bluetooth earbuds and K-pop merch.
Korea is surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, and the sea has played a major part in its culture, history, and economy. Korea is also home to sea women, or female divers called haenyeo, who were added to UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Korea's beautiful maritime culture can currently be experienced far away from the Korean peninsula in Germany at a special exhibition titled 바다 unter Wasser Welt, or Underwater World. We are now connected with Lee Yoon-jung in Berlin. She's the project manager at the Korean Cultural Center Germany to dive deep into this exhibition. Hello, Yoon-jung. Wie geht's?
Hello, Yoon-jung.
Hello, I'm Yoon-jung Lee from Korean Culture Center in Berlin.
All right, Yoon-jung. So also, now that you have introduced yourself to our viewers, tell us a little bit more about the 바다 unter Wasser Welt exhibition. What is it about?
As you mentioned, we wanted to share how Korean people have lived in harmony with the ocean. And this exhibition is more than just visuals. It includes food tastings, hands-on workshops, and cultural storytelling that help visitors experience Korea's maritime culture.
And I heard the event evolves around sub-themes of Haenyeo, or Korean female divers, and 해조류, or Meeresalgen in German, which is algae basically. So what do these keywords signify?
Haenyeo and seaweed are both powerful symbols of Korea's sea culture. And Haenyeo are female divers who from Jeju Island. They harvest from the ocean without modern equipment, and they only take what they need, which shows a very sustainable and respectful way of living with nature. And seaweed, on the other hand, it deeply rooted in Korean daily life. We use it in everything from birthday soups to snacks, and it's now gaining global popularity, especially kim or dried seaweed. And seaweed is still unfamiliar to most people in Germany, so we wanted to introduce not just kim, but many different types of seaweed. And we also thought this topic would really connect with German audiences because sustainability is such an important value here. And seaweed farming, for example, doesn't require fertilizer or fresh water, so it's considered an eco-friendly practice. So through these stories of Haenyeo and seaweed, we want to explore how Korea has lived in balance with the ocean.
Excellent. And as the exhibition has been running since mid-May and will run until September, if I'm correct, it is roughly halfway through. So how has the atmosphere and response by local visitors been so far? And what's their favorite part of the exhibition, you would say?
Oh, we had a lot of positive feedback. And in Korea, we eat miyeokguk or seaweed soup after a mother gives birth, and also on every birthday to celebrate. On the opening day, we even had a live cooking show featuring miyeokguk. We also offer tastings which people really enjoy. And throughout the exhibition, the food experiences have been definitely the highlight. And we introduced dishes like kelp noodles or crispy gimbogak and mesengi pancakes, and many of which are unfamiliar in Germany. So people were really interested. Our seaweed cooking workshops were a big hit, and people really enjoyed getting hands-on and trying it themselves. And we also showed K-beauty products that use seaweed, and everyone really loved them. And the food tasting and workshops were great, but the photo exhibition of Haenyeo was also really well received.
So Yoon-jung, algae is at the center of the event, and in particular seaweed or miyeok. So as many of that is edible, I guess that's why you can connect with people from different cultures with food, of course. I mean, I have to say, when I was back in, living back in Germany, no one really knew Korean food. German people knew about Japanese food and Chinese food, but not really about Korean food. But now it seems like they are recognizing Korean food and seafood as well, as you mentioned. So how do you see has that developed in the past until now?
At this day, there's are definitely growing interest in Korean food in Germany. And dried seaweed like kim is becoming more popular as a healthy snack. And back in the day, Korean food wasn't very well known in Germany, but now more and more people are getting into it. And actually, after our exhibition got featured in Tagesspiegel, which is a big newspaper in Berlin, the Food Science and Nutrition Department at the Technical University, they got in touch with us, and they wanted to bring some students to one of our seaweed cooking workshops, which really showed us how interested people are. And a lot of people here still know kim by Japanese name nori, And so it was really nice to us to use this exhibition as a chance to let everyone know the Korean name Kim, and to show that Korea is actually the top producer of dried seaweed in the world. So we wanted to people understand that seaweed is more than just a food. It's deeply rooted in Korea's lifestyle, tradition, and relationship with nature.
I'm really happy to see that growing interest now.
Yes, yes, indeed. So this exhibition is a little bit of a departure from the typical, let's say, all conventional Hallyu content exhibition. So these themes of nature, ecology, and the sea, is there a specific reason why this kind of project targeted at a German audience?
And most people think of Hallyu as just K-pop or K-dramas, and while those are awesome, we wanted to highlight another side of K-culture. In Germany, nature and sustainability is really important, and so we thought this would be a great way to connect. When people discover henya or seaweed farming, they realize that Korean culture has always valued living in harmony with nature, and that really resonates here. It's slower and more thoughtful kind of storytelling, and visitors have really loved it.
So Yoon-jung, is there an educational or environmental message that you would like to convey through this exhibition?
Yes, we wanted this exhibition to get people thinking about a simple but important question: how can we live in harmony with the ocean? And seaweed is important part of marine ecosystem, and Haenyeo show us how to live from the sea while still protecting it. So we hope visitors think about the importance of balance, caring for nature while also learning from it. In Korea, we even have National Day called Sea Forest Day on May 10th to raise awareness about seaweed planting and marine protection. Also, NASA once released satellite images of Korea's seaweed farms in Wando, which drew global attention. It shows that Korea's sea culture is not only about food, but also about environmental value, seaweed value. And seaweed is gaining attention as future superfood and form of blue carbon that can help absorb CO2 and fight climate change. And Korean culture offers many lessons about sustainable living, and we wanted to share those through this exhibition.
That's excellent. And how would you like the German audience to remember the exhibit? And lastly, could you give us a peek into future projects you are working on or that are scheduled in the near future?
We hope people remember this exhibition not just as something they saw, but something they really experienced with all their senses, making a real connection with Korean maritime culture. And as for what's next, we are working on a special exhibition called 1945 Language of Liberation to mark the 80th anniversary of Korea's liberation. It's historical and cultural exhibition co-hosted with the Independence Hall of Korea. And it focuses on how Koreans preserve their language and identity during the colonial period. This year is also the 80th anniversary of the end of the World War II and the liberation from Nazism here in Germany. So while our stories are different, this shared moment gives us a chance to reflect together on freedom, identity, and cultural resilience. And we're really excited to share this story with German audience this October.
I think it's amazing to have this variety of aspects of Korean culture being displayed overseas, and that we connect with not only K-food, but also through the ocean and also through history. So thank you very much, Yoon Jung, for connecting with us today. Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you, Yoon Jung.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here soon.
See you very soon.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on The Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-culture issues.